God has become quite a controversial figure in our age, whose followers have often limited citizens' liberties and slaughtered people in the world. What is your view of the deity?
Well, when I was young, I challenged God with a couplet that I stand by. If you have formed a circle to go into it yourself and see how you would do.
I find that a bit cryptic. Would you care to elaborate?
Very simply, the worship of God is honoring his gifts in other men, each according to his genius, and loving the greatest men best. Those who envy or calumniate great men hate God. There is no other God.
But you've called yourself a Christian. What about Christianity?
I know of no other Christianity and of no other gospel than the liberty of both body and mind to exercise the divine arts of imagination.
The Bible has also come under attack in our day, but remains at the heart of Judaism and Christianity. Your contemporary Thomas Jefferson had no use for its miracles and warmongering, nor did your friend Thomas Paine, while Sam Adams, whom you mentioned in your poem America, believed in the miracles of Jesus. Who would you agree with?
Well, the Old and New Testaments are the great code of art. And Jesus was no ambitious miracle monger. An arbitrary command of the agent upon the patient is an impossibility, not a miracle. And consider, is it a greater miracle to feed 5,000 men with 5 loaves than to overthrow, as Thomas Paine did, all the armies of Europe with a small pamphlet?
Aren't you confusing art and religion?
Prayer is the study of art. Praise is the practice of art.
Oh, forgive me, a pretty thought, but do you mean this literally?
What I've said will make more sense if we consider the origin of religion. Here's how they all got started. The ancient poets initiated them when they animated all sensible objects with gods or genius, calling them by the names and adoring them with the properties of woods, rivers, mountains, and whatever their enlarged and numerous senses could perceive. So a system was formed, which some took advantage of and enslaved the vulgar by attempting to realize or abstract the mental deities from their objects. Thus began priesthood, using forms of worship from poetic tales. And later, churches pronounced that the gods had ordered such things, which was reinforced by institutionalized rituals. Thus, men forgot that all deities reside in the human breast.
But hasn't the priesthood of religions like Christianity and Islam also been of great benefit to mankind, helping the sick and the poor and inspiring beneficial social movements, such as the one in your country banning slavery?
Listen, every religion that preaches vengeance for sin is the religion of the enemy and the avenger, and not the forgiver of sin. And their God is Satan. The moral system of religion is false, a private and public trap. It assumes morality to be a sexual matter, when morality is a matter of brotherhood or its denial. Why is the woman masturbating in privacy condemned, like Uthon in my visions of the daughters of Albion? For as she asks, are not these the places of religion? Why are women here in my country treated, as my friend Mary Wollstonecraft says, like the slaves in your country? Why are the public privileges of the priesthood preserved while the people are taxed? Again, listen to Uthon's question. With what sense does the parson claim the labor of the farmer and surround him with cold floods of abstraction?
So you believe the parsons or priests is a pretense of religion to destroy religion?
Exactly. We must return to poetic tales, retrieve the origin of all religions, the chariot vision of Ezekiel and the parables of Jesus, for example, if we are to realize brotherhood, where there is justice, mutual forgiveness, and creative freedom.
Okay, let's turn from Christianity in general then to Jesus. As a radical Christian, what is your notion of Jesus, whom you return to continually in your work?
Now, I pit Jesus against the pretense of religion.
Yes, I still smile at your parody of the Lord's Prayer, Mr. Blake. Would you lead us?
Glad to oblige. Our Father, who art in these thy substantial, astronomical, telescopic heaven, holiness to thy name, or title and reverence to thy shadow. Thy kingship come upon earth. Give us day by day our real, taxed, substantial bread. For thine is the allegoric godship, the power of war, and the glory of law. Amen.
Well, seriously now, why is Jesus so important to you?
Jesus was a visionary and taught that we ever must believe a lie when we see with, not through the eye. It is this double vision that is always with me. For example, I'm walking a path and I come on a thistle. With my inward eye is an old man, gray. With my outward, a thistle across my way. In short, Jesus is the human imagination. It became clear to me very early that I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. And Jesus became the figure of the imaginative hero striving with systems to deliver individuals from those systems.
But was Jesus special in some way?
First, the spirit of Jesus is continual forgiveness of sins, which is difficult, I admit, when it comes to Sir Joshua Reynolds. Second, Jesus acted from impulse, not from rules. He trusted his own vision. His death on the cross was no sacrifice, but simply a Roman execution. And abandoned by his Father, whom he knew had forsaken him, as Mark says, he died as an unbeliever, though the preachers deny it. I read the Bible day and night, but they read black, where I read white.
Yes, but is Jesus God?
He is the only God. And so am I, and so are you.